Yo, what is up, YouTube? Back at my parents' house. Right now I'm just on the patio. We're about to work on my dad's truck again. It's hopefully we can get it started today. My dad did a lot of stuff, as y'all are about to see, when I was away, just not here. So yeah, we're pretty much good. All we need is just to clean the gas tank, put that in there, put in the fuel lines. We should be able to fire it up. We already checked. He already checked compression and make sure there was oil pressure. We had a little scare because there wasn't any oil pressure, but he was able to prime it up and make sure there was and that the pump was working. So on that note, we should be good to go. So here we go. Yeah, he's got the carburetor on, the header's on, the fan, and this one-of-a-kind fan shroud. How'd you make this one again, Dad?
From 3 different fan shrouds.
Yeah.
One
He's
was
got a
off a Suburban, one was off of a Chevy truck. And I don't remember what the third one was off of.
Did you make it or just?
Well, I just kind of cut and added pieces.
Yeah, it doesn't look too shabby, to be honest.
Well, you do what you gotta do when you ain't got the money to buy the right shit.
Yeah. But he's got this, I wouldn't say brand new, but it's definitely newer than what was in the truck as far as the radiator. And the old one was like a copper
brass.
Copper brass. Yeah. So this one's all aluminum. How many cores is this one?
It's a 3
core. Ooh, okay. Shouldn't have any problems with overheating now. And he's got the alternator on, and then that flex fan. I don't know if you guys saw it in the last video. I think they're so weird. Water pump. Yep, that's basically all these engines have. So did you put all new hoses and all that too, or no?
Yeah, radiator hoses, yeah, I replaced all those. They were pretty shot. The heater hoses are still in good shape, though.
Alright, that's good. Yeah, right now we're just putting on the, well, he is, because it's not really a two-man job. We're just putting on the fuel filter, keep any gunk out of the carburetor and engine and all that. So
The fun part is going to be the dipstick, because,
oh yeah,
dude, it's...
yeah.
And it's going to take some finagling to get it in
Finagling. That's a term right there. So is it leaking oil out of the dipstick?
there. When? Before?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, that, because the vent was plugged up, every time I'd fire up the motor, it would blow fluid out the tube there, too. On this dipstick, while I'm trying to make sure that the O-ring is getting down in there.
Alright.
So, because it's a super, super tight fit, and it's a real pain in the ass.
Alright, sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun. And probably going to hurt my hands a little bit. But try to do this one-handed. If I can't, I'll probably just stop the video or try to put it up somewhere I can. But I lost my suction cup mount broke. So I ordered a new one. It's on the way. It's an actual GoPro one instead of that other brand. But I don't know if y'all can see it down there. I don't have my phone pulled up to see where the camera's shooting. Right where the light is where the dipstick is. I was trying to wiggle it. That's where it needs to go. Is the O-ring already in there?
Yeah, the O-ring's already in there. Pull it up a little.
Okay.
Okay, just need to put a little bit of oil on the O-ring. Alright.
Is it going in at all?
I have no idea, bro. You tell me, can you feel it pushing in?
Not where I'm at. We just got the dipstick for the transmission in. It was a little difficult at first. We just didn't use grease. My dad finally thought of the idea to just put grease in, and it slipped right in. Fortunately, I mean, thought it was going to be one of those things that was going to be a little tough. Yeah, right now we're just bolting up the bracket for it just to secure it, and we just need to put the gas tank in, and I think we can fire it up, hopefully. That'll be pretty sweet. Some would say probably to get a new gas tank just by looking at, yeah, that's what came out of it. So but you know what, why do that when you can try to fix it? And isn't that what fuel filters are for? No, I'm just kidding. There's a gas tank. I don't know how well y'all can see it. I can see it through my phone.
It's not too bad.
Yeah, it's not terrible.
It's way better than what it was.
Yeah, especially judging by, yeah, that's not good. And I apologize for the fan noise. It is about like in the high 90s today, I would imagine. Supposed to get up to 99 degrees today. So yeah, we got the fans blowing pretty hard in here just because we don't have any air conditioning in the garage. We should, like, that'd be cool, but we got no way of insulating it since it's all cinder block around it. So it'd just be kind of a useless thing, but yeah. Alright, I'm back in my truck. He has me getting the shop vac from my house, and I'm gonna go get the gas tank filled up. He says he wants to run 93 octane, just as a safety precaution, just in case the timing's a little bit off. I don't know how much help that's gonna do as far as preventing knock for the first fire up in a while, but I mean, we could take any help we could get. Just the main thing is just making sure the timing's right. He's got to go find his timing gun. That's what he's doing right now, and he's got to do something else. So yeah, I really think we're going to be able to fire it up today, and it's going to be open headers because my dad doesn't feel like putting the full exhaust in yet. It is shorties, so we're not going to run it too long because it can damage it just because of how short the pipes are. But as far as just firing it up, getting it up to temp, I don't think it's going to do anything, especially with it being hot outside. That shouldn't be an issue. So, but yeah, it's going to sound pretty loud, and we'll see which truck was louder, mine or his. So stay tuned. All right, back at the house. The beauty of editing and the YouTube world, that took me about 15-20 minutes, but it took y'all 5 seconds. Is that side the only one that has that thing or not?
Oh, looks like I'm missing a piece. Pick it up. Oh, nice and easy, bro. Pick up that rubber piece.
Ah, there we go. Yeah, just put the gas tank in. Just got to tighten these down and we're good. We just got to put the hose for the filler tube, whatever it's called. So yeah, pretty much done. Alright, tell us all about what happened.
Really? I snapped off the nipple, the fuel outlet nipple coming off the bottom of the fucking gas tank.
There you go. This part, I wasn't on there to look at it, but I'm guessing this part right here, which you see, the shiny part, is a part of the nipple that went up to the gas tank. The threads are still in there, so it looks like I don't know what to do. He doesn't know what to do. I mean, I didn't even look at the damage yet either, so. But this is hindering firing it up today. Not good, not good. Alright, a quick little recap. I haven't been filming for a little bit. Basically, my dad broke the little nipple part off the gas tank. Still enough left to put a fuel line on there, but as far as screwing anything on, we couldn't use the cutoff valve, so we had to go, we had to ghetto rig it kinda. I mean, it's gonna work just to fire it up. We may have to go do a different route whenever we actually want to drive it and get it streetable. But we just have it was about an 8-foot line. We cut it down to size, obviously, but we just have it hose clamped on there. So far there's no leaks. We just checked it. We had the gas tank filled up with a couple gallons. So looks like we're gonna be able to fire it up today. Hopefully it starts. Yep. And we're not too sure how we're gonna do the timing yet on there. You said it's pretty much kind of spot on.
Well,
not really. Top dead center.
It'll
It'll fire up, but as far as running right, who knows? And my dad was telling me it's probably not gonna fire up right away. Probably gonna have to let it crank a few times just to get the fuel up in there. I haven't heard this thing run in good 2 years, I think. It's been a while, so it's gonna be nice to hear it running again. I used to pick my brother up from school sometimes. Back when I was in high school, and my brother was in junior high, and I'd go pick him up from school in this thing. It's pretty cool. I mean, it was like a mile's drive, so it's not dangerous, you know, but still, like, it's a death trap, but it's all good. It's got no seatbelts.
It will soon.
Yeah, we're gonna put seatbelts in it, just so my little cousin can ride in it. He likes cars and stuff. He likes trucks. He likes monster trucks. I know he'll like riding in this thing, but we want to get it safe for him and put some seatbelts in it. Alright. Okay, right now we're not getting any spark in the engine. We just checked it. And so my dad's trying to diagnose the problem. Okay, we got spark now. And so he's gonna fire it up. I don't remember where I've smelled that smell before. I think it's when we used to ride the go-karts. Yeah. Just like the exhaust sitting for a while. I don't know. It's like not a gas smell. It's like a
nasty smell.
no.
Ready?
Yeah.
This is kind of hard. I need you to fire it up while I mess with all this to try and keep it running.
Okay. Don't know what I'm doing here. You ready? Should I pump the gas a little? Oh.
I'll take care of all that. You
Okay.
get this later.
Alrighty. Alrighty.
Alright, hit the switch again.
what you call tuning. It's the old school version. What are you doing right now? Just adjusting the idle and
Yeah, I'm just trying to get it idling. That way I can, once it's, I don't care if it's a high idle, low idle, as long as it idles steady, then we can start messing with everything. And,
Alright.
I need to tighten down that distributor just a little bit.
good. Yeah, I mean, I can see why older generations they like the older trucks, because I mean, all you need to know how is just to work the carburetor and adjust the timing on the distributor cap, and there you go. I mean, your engine is tuned. You jet the carb, all that, you're fine. Newer trucks, you got to go in there with the software and do all that. But with all the software and the computers nowadays, you do take advantage on more different range of RPMs, different gears, how you want your power. So there's also a plus side on that. So people need to quit being so one-sided on everything with technology these days.
Fuck technology.
See, he doesn't like technology.
No, it's good. I like it. It's made it to where it's easy to make 1,000 horsepower nowadays. All you got to do is just have a big enough checkbook.
Well, as of today, in a few hours, I think, it's not going to be a part of this video, but because of technology, some guy in Georgia is going to be tuning my engine remotely and watching all the data logs and all that. And so he's going to be able, it's like he's going to be right next to me tuning the engine, which is pretty cool. So I'll put a link in the description for that video if y'all are interested in that at all. But right now we're just trying to figure out how to get this engine running smoothly, I guess. I don't know anything about carburetors and all that, so.
Go ahead and hit the switch again.
You ready?
Yeah.
It doesn't sound great because it's a low compression engine with open headers, but definitely sounds cool. Trying to get out of the noise from the garage. It's pretty fumey in there, so I'm also taking a little breather too. But right now, my dad's about to check the timing with this old school tool. I can hear the engine running, I can hear that beeping in the background. It sounds like a fire alarm, but the carbon monoxide, I guess the levels were high in here. Yeah, so I'm in a smoke detector. Yeah, I mean, it's well ventilated in here, but yeah, we definitely need more fans in here. So we're just trying to let it breathe out real quick, and we'll probably fire it back up. I was trying to tell y'all about this. Not sure what this does. Looks old. I know it has to do something with the timing.
It is a tack and dwell tool. It's back before electronic distributors, you had points distributors. And this thing's so old. Basically, you got a tachometer up here, and then you have your dwell in degrees of how long your points are staying open, and you adjust your points to a desired degree of timing on it, and that's how you would set a points distributor. You'd set your gap initially, and then once you get the vehicle running, you would fine tune it to set your dwell. Say if your dwell was at 20 degrees, you would try to get that at 20 degrees, and that was the amount of time that the contact stayed open on the points. Is basically what it was. So if your idle RPM was supposed to be, say, 750 RPMs, you'd try to get your 750, your 20 degrees of dwell, and then your timing on the motor, which could be, 4 degrees, 6 degrees, 8 degrees before top dead center.
That is some tuning right there. Yeah, I mean, it's running. That's a plus. Holding oil.
Yeah.
It's always a good sign.
Yeah, so far the fluids came puking out.
Yeah. No gas leaks, no oil leaks. So yeah, we're got her going. Is it hot? No. What'd you say?
It's not bright.
Oh, okay.
I'll have to call your Uncle Robert and see if he's got a timing light I can blow off.
Alright.
But she's running, at least.
That's good. Alright, so we got her running, which was the goal today. Not really much anything else we could do because that timing light we got is pretty dull and it's not very bright. I'm sure if like it was nighttime we had all the lights off, we could probably...
Yeah, and that's the only downside to those times. My inductive one broke, and then my other one, I don't know what the hell happened to it. Yeah. I haven't had to use it in so long.
So yeah, and then my buddy gets off in about an hour. So he's the one with HP tuners. So he's the one that is basically gonna help, like, have me borrow his computer to have this guy tune the truck. I'm gonna do a review on it. So I've never heard of the process doing it like this before. Seems pretty cool. Seems kind of weird at first because literally, as soon as it's through TeamViewer, I don't know if you heard of that. Basically, you log in on TeamViewer, sends you a username, password, and then he logs in on his and basically takes total control of the computer so he can do all the tuning stuff as if he was there. So yeah, that's cool. And yeah, hopefully that goes all as planned. And so I gotta go here pretty soon, so I won't be able to film anymore. I will constantly keep on videoing this truck until race day, which hopefully is here pretty soon. What do you think, October? Possibly October. Quite a few things we got to do with the drivetrain. Possibly get a new drive shaft. I don't know if we fixed the rear end yet. I know we got to get new clutches for the limited slip diff, so there's that right there. But as far as everything else, got it running.
I don't want to hear any excuses on whip your ass.
He thinks he can beat me pretty bad. I mean, I feel like it's going to be a close race, but who knows? I mean, it could be totally one-sided. It could be a underdog type of thing. I don't know, but I think it'll be cool, especially old versus new. This is a 1951 Chevy, if you guys didn't know. It's a 5-window, which is kind of rare, I would say. It's more rare out of the 4. I don't know. Yeah, and then if you haven't seen my truck, if this is your first time on the channel, it's a 2013 Silverado. It's cammed, headers, same size engine technically as this one, so just making more power, but I weigh a lot, so 62-year difference. Well, the engine's from the 70s, so the engine's newer, but as far as the truck itself, 62 years difference. So yeah, so with that being said, I will see y'all next video.